And here we go. Welcome.
All right.
Welcome to P2G's Guess Who's Talking to Town today. Today we normally have our crypto and business session on Tuesdays. Guess Who's Talking to Town. And that would be you. You're gonna have to turn off your YouTube, Mr. Thomas. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Because you're gonna hear us duplicate. But yeah, everyone who's getting this, we want you to share this out, because what we're doing is today is our conversation is kind of a red pill table talk. And this is that red pill, much like the Matrix. And it's weird. I just realized you and I are both wearing the colors red. Hey everybody, how you doing? If you
She planned that. I want y'all to know.
I did not. Okay, so if you are watching this, we want to bring you, we're here to enlighten you. We're here to bring you up to what's going down out here, and to kind of give you an idea of what the heck happened to the world while we were all watching that whole slap by Chris Rock and Will Smith. What else was happening in the world at the time that now has a significant change? And most people don't know. So let's take a look while we were distracted. I like watching videos that share that type of information with us. So let's get it on. I'm going to get you guys some video about what was happening in the world while we were distracted with Hollywood. Crazy, right? Let's get it popping.
Always.
Oh, sorry. There we go. There we go. Let's get some sound in there.
Very important. The title of this session: Are we ready for a new world order? And so I think we have to go deeper. And it's not about the US versus China. It's about what underpins a world order is always the financial system. I was very privileged. My father was an advisor to Nixon when they came off the gold standard in '71. And so I was brought up with a kind of inside view of how very important the financial structure is to absolutely everything else. And what we're seeing in the world today, I think, is we're on the brink of a dramatic change where we are about to, and I'll say this boldly, we're about to abandon the traditional system of money and accounting and introduce a new one. And the new accounting is what we call blockchain. It means digital. It means having a almost perfect record of every single transaction that happens in the economy, which will give us far greater clarity over what's going on. It also raises huge dangers in terms of the balance of power between states and citizens. In my opinion, we're going to need a digital constitution of human rights if we're going to have digital money. But also, this new money will be sovereign in nature. Most people think that digital money is crypto and private, but what I see are superpowers introducing digital currency. The Chinese were the first. The US is on the brink, I think, of moving in the same direction. The Europeans have committed to that as well. And the question is, will that new system of digital money and digital accounting accommodate the competing needs of the citizens of all these locations so that every human being has a chance to have a better life? Because that's the only measure of whether a world order really serves.
And COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin.
Ooh. Ow, whoa, shots fired. Okay. Whoo! I do not know if y'all realize he said under the skin. Okay? He said it. He said under the skin. Let me bring my partner back in. Look. So I know there's people who are like, yo, what? So let's start back again. To welcome this evening. Good evening, everybody. We are P2G. My name is Ruby Thomas. This is Mr. Thomas. He is also the Gold Banker, known as the Gold Banker. We promote and create education in financial literacy and asset literacy on a platform called P2G. Today, you are witnessing what we called a little bit of the red pill table talk. And this, I had to put that up before even saying my name, because I I wanted you to hear what I heard. That brother said, we don't need to just monitor people, but we need to monitor what is happening underneath the skin. So
That wasn't a play on words.
no, and he was speaking of the pandemic. So I want you guys to understand this was a conference, a summit that the world, not the country, not the city, not the state, world leadership, the people that move the world economy, that make sure that if you want rice that came from what do you call it, Indonesia, you get rice from Indonesia in your kitchen, on the shelves in your neighborhood. Yep. Those kind of people. And the fact of the matter is that affects you. All of this affects us all, but how? And we're watching at the same time this conference is going on. We're going, did you see what Will Smith did? Sweetheart, it's all
okey-doke is in play.
Yes. I was wondering what was going on underneath this. You know, I hate to say it, but I felt like that was some kind of rope-a-dope. I really felt like that whole situation back then with that whole slap and how long it was going on was a real rope-a-dope.
Yeah, and if you look back in history, there are videos that show that was done once before.
Come on now.
This ain't new.
Distraction. Oh, distraction TV. Baby, while they were doing that, these people were having a world conference. Do you think they didn't care that they had less viewership? All they had to do was say what was what. Enough people saw. The people that needed to see it, they needed to see it, saw. The ones that would be in the upper class, the top rung, saw that when it went down. They knew what was going on. We told you all. We said this. The New World Order. And if you want, you're welcome to go through P2G Networks TV on YouTube and check out the Collective Enlightenment Program, because we've been telling y'all for about over 2 years now, the New World Order is coming. And every week we would put out a little more of what that was to be looking like. And one of those things was what was one of those big moves that everybody's like, nah, it's not gonna happen. It will never happen. Something called a what?
Pick one. We had social economics being the real way of transacting goods and services. Mm-hmm. We got biometric scanning under the skin.
Biometrics IDing. Come on, y'all. We were just talking about that, right, Al? Weren't they saying something about that for getting on a plane?
Absolutely.
For Corona? You could get a biometric ID placed under your skin to prove that you got your vaccinations.
Shoot, that was the technology they were working on 3 years ago in Idaho. A whole company was paid to actually have every one of their employees chipped so they could actually walk around and keep an eye on their health, their well-being, and where they are in and out of the company.
Come on, somebody. Let's get it over here. Let me see. I think I dropped something on. So this is a friend of mine who, I have a lot of people in my network who like to drop some real important, pertinent things. I don't read everything. I can't sit around and read everybody's posts. I love some of the stuff that's really feel good. I love the stuff that people give me that gives me information. But I really like to be in action. Anybody else like to be in action about the things, not just to feel kind of like a doom and gloom and no end? Absolutely. So let's do this. Come on now, let's take a look. I want to show you something because a good friend of mine, shout out Ricardo Hamilton, who was always on the point, always on it in the community, not just giving, not just talking about it, but he is always being about helping people out here, help them overcome these circumstances and having options toward things that they can help improve their lives. This is mostly financial. They're talking about changing our world financially. They just said the world terrain is going to change on the and it's the financial that changes everything, right, Al?
She
said her father worked under Nixon during the time what?
We came off the dollar.
We came off the gold standard.
True, we did come off the gold.
Now she's living through coming off the dollar. Come on, in one lifespan, you will have left two very solid financial systems. Now she didn't look that old, did she? But how does that suit you?
That's the real thing.
Talk to me, Al. Go and read it.
Iran rolls out digital bread rationing with biometric ID.
The new digital rations for subsidized foods were announced, not to be announced, were announced following the spike in the global cost of wheat. Well, my question is if you know that Iran is now being seen as having started the ball rolling. My question is how soon before it gets to your house?
Man, look,
everybody goes, oh my God, you're spelling doom and gloom. I'm telling you the truth. Don't come knocking on my door when you ain't got no wheat to make bread at your house. Don't come knocking on my door.
This isn't even doom and gloom. This is the progression of what they've been saying for over 3 to 5 years. And they've been spoon feeding it to you, but you guys were listening to all the other stuff they put out there that was entertaining. And don't get me wrong, we all get caught up in a little bit of entertainment. But understand me, or understand us as we're speaking. We're not saying that you have options. The options have already been placed out there, and this is the direction they said they're going.
Let's take them a little deeper, because I like to dig. Y'all know me. I don't play that. So I was a little concerned about this whole thing. When I saw that reel, I was like, where did she get that from? Because I don't just get things from people from Facebook and stuff and just run with it. You have to look it up. I dig. We actually teach people how to research. It's not about selling nobody nothing. It's about teaching our community how to educate themselves and how to continue the process of thinking independently. Otherwise, we're just going to be fed stuff and keep believing it and then fall in these ditches and go through these circumstances that we think we have no way out of. And then we're going to feed that back to our kids and our neighbors. Well, you ain't got to do that today. I'm going to show you a little something. Unfortunately, this may not be as appealing or entertaining as some of our other stuff, but we're going to have to put that out there because at least we got solutions to what you're going to see. We ain't make up the problems, but we darn sure know how we ain't got to deal with them. Let's go. Now, I found it's a little longer, but I want y'all to really get the meat of this. And if you need to get the link, I will make sure we drop the link in our chat. However you get in this, make sure you get in, you share this, you watch this for yourself. Because obviously, you may have missed this while you were watching Will Smith, Chris Rock get smacked in the face on stage. See, we call that the rope-a-dope. They roped this in at the Emmys while they went and changed the world overnight.
Yep.
They called that the rope-a-dope. And I'm tired of being rope-a-doped. I refuse. Preparing my family and everybody to step into this new future with eyes wide open. So if you're ready to stay woke, come on and listen up.
Logical, and the second one would be commercial. So financial institutions, developers, and consumers, they recognize today the value of blockchain technology and programmable money. This is not something that can be re-questioned anymore. Everybody agree that this is the next evolution of our current financial system infrastructure. Settlements happen in seconds. Distributed infrastructure is highly resilient, and creating and transferring money is now very cheap compared to what we know so far, right? Mm-hmm. So as part of my experience with Consensus, I have the opportunity to work with central bank, especially in the GCC region, and also with commercial bank and payment service providers. And all of them are implementing projects at the moment that tackle all the value chain of the money. We're talking from wholesale CBDCs, we're talking about delivery versus payment, we're talking about cross-border payment, and finally, we are talking about retail CBDC. So definitively, if you're experimenting all of this, you need to tackle the topic of retail CBDC. Just from a technological point of view, it does make sense. The second reason, as I said, is commercial. So just to give you a figure, in 2021, there were more US dollars that transitioned through the Ethereum network compared to the Visa network.
What?
The shift is happening.
Bring that back. Play that little bit.
Hold up. Did y'all hear what he said?
Roll that little bit back.
Let's get him back to his reading point, okay? When he picked up the paper.
US dollars that transitioned through the 2021. So just to give you a figure, in 2021, there were more US dollars that transitioned through the Ethereum network compared to the Visa network.
The shift is not just happening, is not going to happen. It is already taking place.
Banks are changing over systems. It used to be the SWIFT system. It used to be the what's the other one?
You're talking about the SWIFT system, and I'm going to share something with you. What he is saying is that more transactions are going, more US dollar transactions are going through the Ethereum network than the banking, the Visa. Talk to me. Visa. Y'all know them folks that was out there with the first digital payment system ever, where they was the first one to make sure your money was there quick and you could get it and you get your money. And even if you didn't see it physically, you had it and you got that credit and you even got money you didn't own. They made sure it was there. Guess what? Crypto just showed up on the game. Since the 1950s, you've had Visa system, the credit system, before it was even digital. So how is it a system that's been around, let's see, 60s, we're 20, oh my God, that's 50 years. 50 years of in the game, and they got beat out by something that just showed up 10 years ago. The Ethereum network is about 10, 12 years ago, a little over. Crypto's it's not old, honey. The blockchain is old, but cryptocurrency is not. The blockchain moves it all. And if Visa is a platform for moving money and the blockchain is a platform for moving money, and now the blockchain is experiencing a much higher level of the transactable finance, what is happening to finances in your wallet right now? What is that telling you about your finances if you aren't a part of the faster, stronger, higher velocity of movement?
You're behind. So it's the plain thing he just told you. You know, one of the things you have to look at is the fact that you notice during the pandemic or the outbreak, whichever you choose to use.
Outbreak. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The plan break, I'm going to call it that. All of a sudden, they adopted ways of transacting goods and services through a tap technology, which was ahead 5 years earlier in Japan, which they already started. They skipped.
You mean over. China? China actually. Process. Yeah, because China for the last 7 years has been cashless.
Cashless.
Yeah. And so that system has been in works as long as, so they weren't even using crypto, they were using a digital way of creation and payment. Now he's talking about something that we're gonna put out and make sure you get the rest of this. Let me give you the rest of this. Let me let him get the rest of this info.
Shift is happening. The adoption of decentralized finance is going mainstream, and consumers today, they have access to more financial services, offering and product, more access to sophisticated product that compared to what the central finance world could offer today, right? So today, people have a choice between state-backed money, they can use their regular money, or they can use digital money, they can use cryptocurrencies. They have a choice between both. At that stage, or where we are in 2022, this is not a question of if, but this is a question of when retail CBDC will go mainstream. And central banks at that stage, I think they have just no choice in moving forward with retail CBDCs.
Come on, let's do it.
Thanks, Ziad. And Caroline, if I can come over to you next. I mean, Ziad gave a great explanation as to why retail CBDCs, but why central bank digital currencies? Why not just stable coins?
I guess if we think about traditional financial system, I think we can see that it's really not a choice between one and the other. We don't need to choose whether we have retail CBDC or any form of CBDC, in fact, and stable coins. Even today in the financial system, the traditional financial system, we have a system of public and private money. Most of us, most of the time, are in fact using private money, but that is obviously supported by the public money infrastructure behind it. And we can sort of see in sort of the digital world a similar system, a parallel system actually evolving. I think what's most important is that we make sure that there are the options in place for consumers so that value is able to move as efficiently as information moves today on the internet. And I think from our perspective at Chainalysis, what that really requires is very sort of forward-looking regulation, proportionate regulation, and ultimately a collaboration between the public and private sector. This is not a space which is going to be the domain of one or the other. It is very much a partnership between the two parts and very central parts of the economy. And
those are some very well-placed words.
Partnership between public and private. Private sector and government.
Private and
Private and government, not private and public.
Because public is not you.
Public is us. Private sector and government. Guys, that's control of the consumer again. What? I do not want to be a consumer the rest of my life as a trap. Go ahead, baby, go ahead.
I'm just saying, one of the things she didn't say, she said public purpose. That was a placement word. That wasn't, because she couldn't say government, because government cannot be in a position to turn a profit so they have to say public, because public entities can take in donations. These are well-placed words, I got to shout out my brother Doc for the difference between legal and legalese.
Legalese, exactly. There's
notice she was, if you look at her facial expression, you can see she's actually looking at a teleprompter, because this is actually written for them.
Yes, you must be very careful when you are at the World Global Summit. You better be careful what you say representing your company. All right, let's do it.
All teleprompt.
Okay, so let me just make sure we're clear. For those who are just getting here, we're talking about a conference that took place while the world was just distracted by the slap that that literally spanned the world in Hollywood. We were missing out on the global summit that was talking about New World Order attached to our lives. And this is us opening the door to that. Now, mind you, we're going to be cutting this short very soon, because we're going to have to, we got more for you. So at the end of the week, we do a program. You're all welcome to join us. Share this stream and the one coming. You want to hop on P2G, sign up to watch the show on Friday. Collective Enlightenment happens at 7:30 p.m. every Friday, and you will get to see us expound on the rest of this particular conference. I'm really looking forward to it. We have more footage to share, a lot more to share about how do you resolve around people trying to put you in a place of permanent servitude. And they're not being quiet about it. They're just adding new words that most people won't pay attention to.
They're very vocal about it, but they understand the language that they're using isn't common for people who understand this. They don't want you to understand. They're like, I'm bored with this. This doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to get across. They want to get you to get off the screen.
That's right.
They don't want you to ask questions.
That's right. Here they go talking about that cryptocurrency thing again, and that blockchain thing again. They're saying plain out, there's a new world order, and it is called blockchain. And the one thing that people who have always changed the difference between the haves and the have-nots have been the what, honey?
The ones who knew about it when it was coming, and the ones who didn't.
Not only that, what else made the difference? Education. We try to talk to you all about, I went to school and I got an education in this, and I got a PH this and an HH this and a DH this, and guess what? You're broke. You got to still work for all your income, and it's getting harder to pay the bills, and inflation does affect you, and you are getting taxed into poorhouse, and you don't know how to control it. Well, guess what? I'm excited because we have new ways and a large network of people who are connected to new information that are sharing how to get above this thing that's coming. We are not going to sit by and let the powers that be. We don't have to have a powers that be anymore. I love it. We done took the 99 out of the 99, because baby, I ain't the 99. I raised the bar. That 1% just went to 2 because they joined me.
Mm-hmm.
When I was able to level the playing field, there is no 99. You are now a 99%er by choice. There is no one putting their foot on your neck anymore. There's information and you going to get it. That's it. So like I said, you want to get yourself up on P2G, I'm letting you know, go to P2G Networks.com because you're going to want to go to some of these free classes where we have hands-on live, everybody coming together, doing the math, working out budgets, seeing how we turn pennies into a lot of finances, what the blockchain is actually doing that they're talking about, why the banks is in it, what the banks been doing for a while with your so-called money.
And one of the things you really got to look at, if they're actually having a world summit or a world conference around the financial system and what's going to happen, and they're saying very forthcomingly,
the
system is changing. The dollar is out.
Oh my God.
The dollar is out. Blockchain is in.
That's right.
And blockchain isn't just cryptocurrency. You must understand it.
Come on.
Blockchain is data and software moving at the speed of the new superhighway.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. I want to say good evening to all those who are joining us. We thank you for being in the house with us, no matter what platform you're on. We want you to like, subscribe, and make sure you keep coming back. There's more information. This is a family conversation that we do not end. We just keep it going. And we have a lot of resources. If you're looking for ways to get out the hole, you want services and you're trying to get up off services, or God forbid, you need to supplement your income. It's time. We have people who are helping people because somebody helped them. When you gonna roll up and start putting that in place? One of the things I did learn, it's so funny because Russell Simmons put up a tweet some years ago that really inspired me to create this platform that we have that has been growing like a wildfire since 2020, was it 2019? And it's exciting because it literally speaks to a spiritual flow and a level. He said that if you find yourself without a job and needing something, go find somebody who has a business and who needs some help. Find someone who started a business and who could use some help. You may not find yourself with a job right away, but you'll have a reference, and then don't worry, what's coming to you will come. And so what we did was we found ourselves in a position to need to get out the rat race. So we had to go not just help ourselves, we had to go find some people who needed some help. And we put our shoulders to the wheel every day, every week, and we kept coming. And every week we have a very consistent schedule of classes, workshops, as well as shows and programs that are set up strategically to invite the education of knowledge of what's going down. Okay, so I want to say thank you to those who have participated because you have been profoundly tantamount to making this thing happen. And this movement, like I said, the revolution will not be televised. It's going to be streamed. But it's not, sweetheart.
Okay.
It's not. The revolution is on the blockchain. And you've got to learn early. So what we tell everybody is there is no come up without education, without new information. There's no come up. You can't have it without education. You need new information for any come up in life. Thank you, Miss Sonia. Thank you. Okay. So if you're thinking about coming up, you're going to have to get some new tricks. You're going to have to make some new moves. You're going to need to connect with some new people. Your circle may not be the thing that's going to get you to that next level. Okay. You need a mentor, somebody who is doing what you want to do, or either on a level that's higher than yours, so you can get some new info. Okay. I always seek that, by the way. I'm never telling anybody, call me, I'll be your mentor. I'm telling you, join a collective of mentors. I have amazing women in my life, like Miss Sonia Anthony. I got Miss Avis Ridley. I literally have Angela Brown. Okay. I have people like Miss Chocolate Gold. Okay. And that's just my sisters, because my brothers are an amazing number. D Duncan, Hutch D, LJ. We got Christopher Boyd. All right. Have all kinds of people who come from different parts of the world. I have not reached out and touched these brothers in any of the years that we have been able to keep our families fed together. together and have helped other people save their lives, even through a pandemic. So if you would like to join us and see what this is really all about, you're welcome to it. It doesn't take any money to get started. We ain't got an entry fee right now. I'm just letting you know this thing is getting big. It's about to change up. There's at this point, there's money coming out of it from getting in it. And I'm like, holy, this is amazing. We've been blessed and are continuing to bless others. So just letting you know, things are rapidly with the oncoming of this crypto. It's not just about the major companies, big businesses, and these organizations. Folks like you and me are changing life. When are you going to make a decision? It's time to reach out and reach up so you can start stepping up and reaching back. That's just how it is. And I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't pull no shorts. I'm an honest, truthful person. I'm a truth speaker, truth teller. And if you ain't doing right by people, I will out your stuff.
Yes, indeed.
I'll let everybody know. I said I remember that one Dave Chappelle his comedy where he said he learned his lesson not to you don't mess with a man's meal. You don't mess with a man's meal or their business. Well, I'm gonna share something with you. You don't mess with people's livelihood and think I'm gonna let you get away with it. I stand for what's right all the way, and I found people who stand the same way, and they ain't gonna let you get away with it because we got the right idea, doing the right thing, and we told you back 5 years ago when we started this conversation, we were headed in the right direction, and here we are. We are confirmed. We didn't have to say another word. We were confirmed already. So if you don't think the New World Order is taking place, go to your supermarket and try looking in the supermarket and see if you could get the same amount of stuff you did 2 months ago.
At the same price.
If you can't, you need to get in touch with them people at P2G Networks.com because we're making sure we keep our stocks going in the way we can. And I'm not talking about stocks. I'm talking about food rations and stuff like that. We don't need to depend on a third party to keep our.
Just so y'all know, and this is just a little bit. Most people have heard that there's a shortage of baby formula going around the country.
Okay.
40% reduction in supplies around this country. When supplies are low, what happens to it? I want y'all guys to think about it. Supplies are low, prices go up. Our president said he's airlifting supplies from other countries to America.
Baby formula?
Baby formula. Who's going to pay for that?
So we will continue this conversation on Friday because we're going to get ourselves ready. We have obligations to our family to continue this conversation as well. With your family and our family, we love you all. We thank you so much for sharing this time with us. For those who are just coming into the stream, check out the replay because it's information in here for everybody. We don't just spout doom and gloom. We want you to see what's really going down, and then we want you to join us for the resolution. Because if we ain't about resolutions, you're gonna be caught up in the world's solution. And believe me, you don't want the world's solution. I'll see you soon. Everybody, don't forget, like I said, go to P2G, register at the website, and you'll see all of our free classes, training, workshops, as well as the videos, the audios and videos we have is amazing. And we want you guys to get the best of the best. So come and join us. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much for joining Inside the Rooms. Appreciate you.
Peace and love. Oh, you're very welcome, lovey, Mr. She says thank you. You're so welcome, Miss Sonia. Let's hop on. We got some work to do.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon. Take care.